Hey, Taylor Inman here with the Daily Interlake. We're heading into Urban Omni here in downtown Whitefish this morning to have a chat with Chef Earl Reynolds. He's going to make us a dessert this morning. We don't know what, so we're pretty pumped to find out. Earl's a James Beard nominated chef. He's a hometown boy, born and raised here in Whitefish. An avid snowboarder, a family man. He actually won the pond skim a couple weekends ago too, so we have a lot to talk about today. Both Earl and Urban Omni are dedicated to showcasing our region's local ingredients in these really fun, creative ways. So I'm excited to learn more. Let's go.
I usually just pretend like I was 8 years old and ask 8-year-old Earl what he thinks would be delicious on a dessert. Oh, it's hot. Why is it hot?
Who knows?
Like, I often get asked, like, what's your favorite thing to cook? And my favorite thing to cook is dinner for my daughter and my wife.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Earl.
Hello, welcome.
Good to see you again. So what are we making?
So today we're gonna make our churro dessert. I love it because I just, love churros. I love burnt bananas, and we have a really cool horchata ice cream that we use wild rice that's coming from Idaho to give it another dimension of flavor.
Oh, that sounds so great.
Yeah.
The ice cream sounds awesome. All right, well, what's the first step?
So first step is to make our churro dough. It is just like a pâte à choux dough, which is fun to say. Do you want to say it?
Pâte à choux dough.
Pâte à choux.
When it comes to desserts here at Urban Omni, like what's your ethos behind coming up with a dessert?
Yeah, so I personally love making desserts. I'm not a pastry chef, but when I'm in the creative process of making a dessert, I usually just pretend like I was 8 years old and ask 8-year-old Earl what he thinks would be delicious on a dessert.
Yeah.
So like, what do you want with churros? Ice cream. What else would you like with churros? Chocolate. Let's load it up. I like to keep it whimsical, and it's usually the last plate that the guest gets to have. So for me, it's a great opportunity to give them something that sticks with them and gives them something to think about for the next couple days.
Yeah.
I like to keep it whimsical.
I can totally tell. There's like little jars of like candy around here, some gummy bears.
Yeah. In this kitchen, we eat an incredible amount of candy. It's a good thing we have dental insurance through the restaurant. So we're just gonna melt this down, and once the butter is all melted, we're gonna add our flour and start stirring until the dough is starting to clean the edges of the pot. And that's the sign that we're gonna be looking for to know that our pâte à choux dough is ready to rip.
In terms of like the rest of the menu here at Urban Omni, what inspires you with that?
I pull a lot of inspiration from nostalgic memories from my childhood. I'm often inspired by cookbooks. Stepping into the kitchen with other chefs can be really inspiring for me. I'm definitely like a pack animal, and when I get to start talking about food with other chefs, I get really excited, and it kind of ignites this creative spark within me. So at this point, we're gonna add our flour.
Is there anything tricky about churros compared to like any other kind of dough?
If you add the flour too slowly, the dough ends up too wet. So you gotta add all the flour at once and just stir like heck. And then when you add them to the fryer, it's really important to agitate them and roll them a little bit, because if they just cook on one side, the side that is sticking out of the oil will split. So it's really important to kind of get them moving and swimming around in the oil right away. Now we're just gonna stir. Eventually we're gonna start cleaning the sides of our pot.
Oh, okay, it comes together kind of fast.
Yeah, it really does. So a couple things have to happen now. Now that the dough is cooked enough, we've cooked enough of the moisture out to where we're gonna add it to our mixer, and then we're gonna start paddling it until the steam stops rolling off of it, and at which point we'll add our eggs to finish off the dough. So we're gonna hop right over here. So our steam has slowed down, so we're just gonna add 1 egg at a time with a few seconds in between each addition.
Why is it important to do it just a little at a time?
So, I don't know.
That's just what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, that was just on the recipe that Mickey Mouse gave me. At this point, I'm just gonna scrape the dough off the sides of the bowl so it can all continue to incorporate evenly.
You're talking about cooking with the seasons. What is in season in the wintertime in Montana?
Yeah,
What are you looking for?
that's a great question. So obviously we don't get to grow things outside in the wintertime here. So we try to do as much preservation as we can in the summer. You know, making kimchi and sauerkraut and dehydrating, making sorbet bases out of beautiful strawberries when the strawberries are firing, and that way we have little whispers of summer to carry us through the winter. Also for me, seasonality isn't just ingredients, but kind of energy or the vibe of a dish. I like to braise meats in the wintertime and offer a little bit more comforting, like roasted, warming, spiced food that just makes your soul feel like you're sitting in front of a nice warm fire with a big wool blanket. Putting the dough in a piping bag. Don't forget to put the star tip in before you put the dough in because it's hard to undo. I've never done that. Maybe once.
So kind of moving into spring here, what are you looking forward to cooking in the spring? Switch up some flavors.
I'm just looking forward to cooking with locally grown produce and lots of green herbs, and I'm just excited to switch the energy of the food to light, bright, playful. I couldn't name a specific one that I'm not excited about. Get as much of the air out as we can. Churro dough complete. Go check on our fryer temp and get her going. Oh, perfect. We're ready to fry. Sometimes you get to splash a little hot oil onto the insides of your arms, which just reminds you that you're alive.
Yeah. I like how you said you get to.
You get to.
A privilege.
It is. We're just gonna slowly let them swim around so they can fry nice and evenly. The dough is getting those little blisters. Blistered dough. There's really nothing better. And the only way to really know if they're done is to just crack one open. Oh, it's hot. Why is it hot?
Who knows?
Just a couple more seconds and we're there. Dose them with the cinnamon and the sugar. Boom.
Oh, that smells so good.
For me, I always love the combination of chocolate and banana. So a lot of times the desserts I make in the wintertime involve that flavor combo.
Oh, you can't beat it. So what are we doing with the bananas here?
We are going to brulee them. So we're just giving them a little dusting of sugar, and then we're gonna torch the daylights out of them. We've actually never burnt anything here at Urban Omni. We've only over caramelized. Now we're going to find the plate. So a nice little puddle of mezcal ganache at the base of the dessert. And then we're gonna have some puffed rice to rest the ice cream on.
Plating is such an interesting part to me. Is there like a rhyme or reason behind it, or is it just till it looks?
You know, I think there's always a rhyme and reason to it. Usually it takes a few times plating it before I find an arrangement that I'm excited about. So I always plate things as if I were the guest, and 6 o'clock always points towards my belly button, so it always needs to point towards the guest's belly button too. Horchata ice cream, also made with the Idaho black rice.
That looks so good.
Nailed it. and a nice crispy little rice tuile.
Should we head upstairs and dig in?
Sure, let's do it.
All right, Earl, thank you so much. I'm so excited to dig into this. Is it proper to go in with a spoon or a fork?
So we have a spoon, a fork, a knife, and I think you'll need one of those tools at some point. So there's no wrong way to do it.
All right, let's dig in.
All right. That crunch.
Yeah. Oh, this ice cream looks amazing. Wow. That chocolate and the ganache is really coming through.
Yeah.
Adding something in a really cool way.
It's nice to have little surprises that you kind of work your way towards when you eat a dish at a restaurant, I feel like.
Yeah, there's a lot of textures at play here.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of one of my favorite parts about being a chef is the medium that is food is not only visual, it's you can smell it, taste it, and feel it. So texture is a really fun thing for me to play with when I get to create a dish.
Yeah, you're really engaging all 5 senses, you know, when you eat. Let me get a little bite of this rice cracker here.
Yeah, it stays crunchy even though it's swimming in ice cream.
Yeah, it is. It's really holding its own.
I wish I was swimming in ice cream.
So I want to go all the way back to the beginning.
Sure.
With you. How did you get into cooking?
So I got into cooking by washing dishes just as a summer job at the Whitefish Lake Golf Course restaurant here in town. And I just saw all the chefs cooking, playing with fire, sharpening their knives. And to me, it just looked like a pirate ship. And it was interesting to me. So I just kept washing dishes and eventually started peeling potatoes and taking baby steps towards cooking. Ended up taking a prep cook job at restaurant Pescado Blanco, and it was there where I really started enjoying cooking things from scratch and the pace of the kitchen, the tickets. I was learning a ton every day. And at the time I wanted to be an oil painter. My uncle is an artist and I always loved art, was taking oil painting classes at the local college here, and then there was this day where I was plating a bison enchilada with ancho mole, crema, and toasted sesame seeds and cilantro, and I put it all on the plate and I was just like, dang, this is art. I realized that cuisine is just an art form that has no limits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How old were you when you started the dishwasher job?
I was 16.
So doing line cook stuff by?
18.
Okay.
Yeah, cooking on the line at 18, and I have so many great memories from the kitchen at Pescado Blanco. We did a bananas Foster dessert, which might be a reason why bananas subconsciously keep coming on to these desserts in the wintertime. We would flambe the bananas with rum, and one time I caught a bottle of rum on fire and it turned into a rocket.
Oh.
And started spewing flaming rum all over the floor. It was exciting, but a very good teaching opportunity for my chef and a learning opportunity for me.
The teaching opportunity was, don't do that.
Well, the key is to remove the hot pan from the flame when you add the flammable liquor, and then reintroduce it to the flame when you have control of the bottle and the fire.
Oh my gosh, that definitely harkens back to that pirate ship thing you said earlier. It's like, it seems like a ruckus, which, I mean, kitchens are always like that. Kitchens are a super fun place to be.
There's no shortage of excitement.
Oh, definitely not. And also fun people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do feel like the work attracts fun people.
So you're going to culinary school in Seattle. What is that time in your life like?
It was super exciting. I was obviously thrilled to be in the city, coming from a small landlocked town. I was just so excited about the energy, the buzz, the restaurants, the Pike Place Market, the farmers, the fishermen, the cheesemongers. It was just so colorful and so vibrant and so electric, and I was just happy to be there. I got a job as an intern at a restaurant called Canlis, which is one of Seattle's flagship restaurants. It's Seattle's oldest restaurant, and I got to work for Chef Jason Franey there for about 2 years, and while going to school. So I was learning things at work, learning things at school, and getting to just put it all together. It was a very exciting time for me to just download technique.
What were some other lessons that you took from, college or working in the restaurant at that time?
I'm not sure I was learning too many lessons, for better or worse.
Yeah.
I was just redlining in 5th gear and going.
So after Seattle, how long did you live in Seattle?
I lived in Seattle for a total of 6 years. In that 6 years, I spent 2 summers cooking and working on a fishing vessel in Southeast Alaska.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. Again, like being from a landlocked state and being out in the middle of the ocean, catching steelhead, the most beautiful salmon I've ever seen, setting shrimp pots and pulling spot prawns out of the ocean. There's almost no words for it. I was just in it and absorbing it, and it was really hard work and at times kind of dangerous.
Where do you go after Seattle?
After Seattle, I basically flipped a coin between moving to Maui or North Lake Tahoe. I had some friends in both places, and I was just wanting to kind of change up the landscape. So I ended up moving to Truckee, California, and it was there I discovered a restaurant called Truckee and worked for a chef named John Weatherson for a number of years. Beautiful restaurant, beautiful cuisine. The chef there was a computer programmer turned chef, so he was brilliant and had an annoyingly good memory. But I got to work through all the stations there, including pastry, and I got to learn a lot of technique there. And being nestled right into the mountains, I got to ski alpine meadows before work, which was sick, and then just go back to absorbing technique every night. We worked hard and we partied hard too. It was just electric.
That's awesome. So you hang out in California for a minute. When do you come back to the Flathead?
After Truckee, I went to San Francisco to be a sous chef at a restaurant called Villain, the San Francisco proper hotel. We opened that restaurant. Chef Jason Franey, who I had worked for at Canlis, was the executive chef of that project. So he brought me on as a sous chef there, and that was really cool because I got to be there for the ground level of everything in what went into opening the restaurant, picking out the plates and the silverware, and being involved in that whole process as we watched the kitchen be built was really cool. But eventually I got burnt out just from working too much, and the city was just harsh, especially in that neighborhood. It just started to wear on me, and I knew I needed to return home. Serendipitously, the Belton Chalet in West Glacier happened to be looking for an executive chef.
Okay.
So I applied for that job, put everything in my Jeep that I could fit, put everything else out on the street. Everything that I put out on the street was gone in a matter of hours, and I left later that night and started my journey back through a heavy snowstorm in February 2017.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but ended up cooking a tasting for the ownership at the Belton Chalet. I did 5 courses and didn't hear back from them for 4 or 5 weeks. I ended up getting the job and got to cook there at the gateway to Glacier National Park for 2 summers before COVID hit.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, such a cool energy out there. I don't know.
Yeah.
It has like a summer camp energy to me, at least. Like so many seasonal workers, and everyone's working hard and everyone's doing their thing outdoors. It was cool. It was a great experience. It was a really tough kitchen to work in. I went from a brand new kitchen with combi ovens and sous vide machines and all these different fancy shiny toys to like a lean-to with no ventilation and an oven that was an old water heater.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a really unique kitchen. We cooked some rad food in there, and even looking back, I'm like, whoa, young Earl was throwing down still. And I got to work with one of my best friends, Sam Bassett. He was my sous chef, and we had a lot of fun together, and to this day have. a really amazing chemistry when it comes to cooking together.
Well, sounds rustic at the Belton.
Yeah, it was rustic, rustic for sure.
When you're talking about coming back in the snowstorm and like just kind of being done with the city,
Yeah.
how did it feel just to come back home?
It felt so good. I felt this giant lift. And I knew it was the right thing on paper before I left. But as soon as I got into the mountains in Idaho, I could only see about 10 feet in front of my Jeep, and I wasn't worried about a thing. I just felt good. I felt like a big weight had been pulled off of my head.
Yeah. And then come back and hang out at the Belton for a while. Again, like a restaurant that's so established here. It's very, hometown thing.
It was a really cool venue for my first executive chef job.
Was the dream always to be an executive chef?
I'd say so. Once I started pursuing culinary school, I was dreaming big from the get-go. I knew I wanted to be an executive chef. I knew I wanted to have experiences on TV and the Food Network, and all of that has always been really interesting to me, and I'm still super excited about those opportunities.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You went on Bobby Flay, didn't you? Or
I
you
did.
went on Food Network show?
Yeah. I got to film an episode of Beat Bobby Flay a few years ago, and it was just a great experience. It was such an honor to share a kitchen with Chef Bobby Flay, and yeah, he's just as cool in person as he is on camera.
Did you get to talk to him much?
I did. We had a lot of banter as we were cooking against each other, which was really fun. Talking like an appropriate amount of smack to each other, and we laughed a lot. And after we were done filming, we did get to talk for a couple minutes.
Is it hard to work under that timed pressure environment?
Yeah, so I've been doing this for 22 years, and I have a really good sense of what a minute is and what 5 minutes is. Mm-hmm. But in that moment where I had to cook 3 appetizers with a mystery ingredient in 20 minutes, that was definitely the fastest 20 minutes of my life. I got the gyozas that I made for the competition into the steamer with 8 minutes and 30 seconds to go, and I still think it was some sort of magic at play for them to be cooked in time.
Yeah.
But they needed every last second in there, and yeah, the time just flies by. Even though there's digital clocks all around the kitchen, and you can see them, but you look down for what seems like 10 seconds and 3 minutes has elapsed,
Yeah.
And then the cameras on the booms just swooshing around your head, and the lights and the heat, and it was just an incredible experience.
Yeah.
I was terrified.
I was about to say, I don't think of all those other pieces of the cameras and the boom mics and stuff. That's nerve-wracking.
It sure was. Yeah, it sure was. And then it was almost a relief, when the clock started, and it was like, okay, I get to cook now.
Yeah.
And I get to go into my comfort zone and hone in on what I do, but terrifying leading up.
Yeah, it's like, okay, this is what I know.
Yeah, like, all right, I'm in my zone.
Yeah.
Let your boy cook.
Let me cook. Do you think you'll ever go back and do TV again?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That'll be so cool. So after the Belton, I know at some point you go to Stonehill, right?
Yep.
Was there anything in between?
Nothing official. COVID hit. I was doing a lot of Renegade pop-up dinners at Johnny Shockey's ranch, where the Under the Big Sky Festival is held. Mm-hmm. We just did beautiful plated and paired dinners out there and put together some really magical, memorable evenings. Did lots of in-home catering and cooking for people, just just to keep my knives sharp and stay in.
Yeah.
Even though I wasn't at a restaurant, I was just, I was camping a ton, cooking over fire a bunch, and also putting together some really playful Renegade dinners out on that property.
That's cool. I mean, it was COVID, all the restaurants were closed.
Yeah, they were.
Were you sort of spooked when that happened before these other opportunities?
I was a bit. I was either going to go back to the Belton Chalet for my 3rd season there, but I didn't really love the idea of working in a restaurant until I understood what COVID was going to be, because they did end up choosing to open the restaurant, and I just wanted to see how it was all going to play out and didn't want to be in a situation that I didn't like.
Yeah.
So I, declined going into the third season at the Belton and just pivoted and honestly had one of the best summers ever. Camped a ton and just played.
At what point did you meet your wife, Lauren?
I always knew of Spotted Bear Spirits, of course, because it's the best. And I've always loved their gin since the first time I tasted it. So I always knew her like peripherally. And then she and Spotted Bear threw a cocktail competition here when it was Casey's upstairs. And I entered the competition with a coffee liqueur and pomegranate drink and ended up winning the competition. And that night I remember having a really great conversation with Lauren just about spirits and what Spotted Bear is bringing to the community. As far as really polished, dialed, delicious cocktails go. Yeah, so that was the first time I actually talked to her, I think.
You guys are such a power couple. I love it.
Thanks.
Well, it sounds like you were already like getting some recognition at the Belton, but I know like I heard of you first from Stonehill. Maybe if you could just tell me a little bit about what that time was like in your life and how it felt to get some recognition from, hometown.
Sure. Yeah. Stonehill was amazing. The whole experience was really great. The kitchen was beautiful. It was really hard to find staff and finding people to work in the kitchen and finding people that wanted to drive to Big Fork was a real challenge. But the cuisine we did there was so dialed and so cool. Two of my chefs there that I worked with, they're still with me here.
Oh, cool.
So it's been really cool to see the evolution of two cooks that I've known for a number of years now, and see where they're at now. And they're both sous chefs for me here. But yeah, Stonehill was amazing. It was off the beaten path a little bit. But the cuisine we were able to do there was really sharp and really playful.
Was there anything that you took from Stonehill that you kind of brought with you to Urban Omni?
The biggest thing is probably getting recognized by the James Beard Foundation.
Yes.
That was massive, and that came as a complete surprise. Yeah, we were doing a beer dinner, a beer pairing dinner with Mountains Walking, which is my favorite brewery in the state. Really playful beers, and we did like 5 or 7 courses with all these really cool beers, and we were joking in the kitchen like, oh, it's an Earl James Beard dinner, which sounds like James Beard dinner. And oddly enough, my phone started blowing up, hey, congratulations, chef, on your James Beard nomination. And I was like, oh, they must be confused. It's like a joke that we've been talking about for a couple of days. And then sure enough, we looked it up, and my name was on the list of 20 chefs in the mountain region. So it was a really beautiful moment in the sun for me and my team there. Even though we were a really small team, we were very mighty.
I mean, to know that that's something that you've always kind of dreamed of, to get that kind of national recognition. How did that feel?
It felt unreal. And even, being a finalist today feels really unreal to me. But it was a beautiful moment in the sun and, kind of put Montana on the map as far as cuisine goes. Like, these mountains are offering a lot, and it's nice to showcase that and to be recognized by, like, the James Beard Foundation is insane.
Yeah.
So
totally.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah. Well, not long after that, Stonehill closed, right?
Yeah.
So kind of high, low lows.
Yeah.
What was that like?
It hurt for sure. It was sad, and eventually just kind of had to. It just wasn't the right time, and I just had to trust the universe and trust what was happening, and just continue to move forward. And it definitely hurt. But there was nothing I could have done, and just kind of had to keep it moving forward.
Yeah, keep trucking.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, it led you to here.
It did, yeah.
You know, Urban Omni is, you know, it's beautiful in here. And
yeah.
It seems like you have a lot of creative freedom.
Yes, I do. Yeah, it's really a dream come true. Jamie's supported me from the very beginning in everything I do and everything I cook. So yeah, as a chef, to be able to have that unbridled creative freedom is the dream, right? And then I get to be in the heart of the town I grew up in. I can literally throw a tennis ball and hit the middle school that I went to. Yeah, I just really loved growing up here, and it's nice, I think, you know, for people, you know, to have a hometown boy become a chef at a restaurant like this. It's a special story.
I was kind of wondering if you could go over like the ethos that you guys have here.
The name of the restaurant is short for herbivore and omnivore. And the idea is that, you know, both people with plant-based dietary preferences, they can come in and not get cornered to, you know, like the side dishes or whatever. So we really pride ourselves in offering really thoughtful plant-based dishes. And for me, it's been really fun and challenging. I like to try to create these plant-based dishes and make them tempting to the people who came in wanting a steak.
Yeah.
So that's been a really fun challenge for me, but also keeps me really engaged. And especially when it comes to, you know, creating a dessert that's plant-based is fun. And there's lots of really cool technique out there to involve in that process.
Yeah.
And, you know, I just try to cook seasonally and utilize all the beautiful local produce and lamb and beef and trout that this area provides. So they make my job pretty easy. There's so many solid organic farms in this valley, and it's amazing. It's incredible. I wouldn't rather be cooking anywhere else.
Yeah, you guys do some foraging too, right?
Yeah, we do lots of foraging, especially for spruce tips. We like to run a spruce tip and huckleberry dessert in the summertime. We do a creme brulee that's infused with spruce tip, and then we brulee it and top it with some fresh, plump huckleberries. So that's been a hit, and that's been a flavor combination I've been employing since the Belton.
You guys get some mushrooms too. Do you forage those, or do you work with somebody to get those?
Yeah, we work with people to get those. The licensing around it is taken really seriously. We do have our mushroom grower. He cultivates all these beautiful mushrooms for us, and he's also licensed to forage and sell to restaurants. So we're really grateful for him, and his products are always stunning. And
I'm forgetting the rest of the name, but it's Sun something Farms?
Yeah, Sun Hands Farm. Yeah.
Yeah, I've talked to them. They're really cool.
Yeah, they are amazing, and I've been working with Sean since my time at Stonehill, and he's open to grow new things for us. And pretty sure we're the only restaurant in the valley that's getting the golden enoki mushrooms from him right now, which we tempura batter and fry, and honestly one of the most poetic mushrooms I've ever tasted. I'm super stoked to be working with Sean. He's great.
Poetic mushrooms.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, once you fry it, like just the aroma and the nuttiness, and then super light aerated tempura batter, it just hits. So
when did you find out you were nominated for another James Beard Award?
I was in Mexico with my family, and I was well aware that the list of 20 chefs in the mountain regions was going to be released that morning, and I was just kind of ignoring it. And I didn't want to look at the list. I didn't want to hone in on it. And I think partially because last year I was really wrapped up in chasing that nomination again, and I kind of lost like part of me along the way. I was, you know, trying to show all the techniques in my menu and trying to show everything that I could do and running a tasting menu and this and that, and was just trying to do a little too much. And then we airballed the list, and I was like, oof, ouch. And then so for me, it was a really big learning opportunity to just kind of step back into what I do and why I do it, and to really be me through that process and cook things that really sing to me. And you know, we have things like a trout corn dog and a celery root dino nugget on the menu. So I was like doing me 100%, like no holding back, and having fun with the food, and everything felt really natural. What I had written in the menu was just translating, and my cooks were translating it, and they were executing it and taking it steps further than I could have ever imagined. We just showed up. It felt like Urban Omni showed up. And we showed up as a team. So I was just feeling good. I was like, you know, if we get recognized by the foundation this year, then that's awesome. But I was kind of prepared to not be, you know?
Yeah.
So eventually that morning when I knew the list was being released, my phone just started blowing up. My sous chef, Shane, called me, and, you know, it was clear right away that we made the list. And, yeah, it was such a trip to be out of the country and get that news. It didn't feel real. And I guess also when you receive news like that in the country, for me, it still doesn't seem real. So I guess kind of no matter what, it doesn't seem real.
Yeah.
It's just exciting.
Mexico, United States.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel real.
Yeah. But then I had this crazy moment. We made a reservation at a restaurant called Rubra in just north of Puerto Vallarta. Incredible chef, incredible menu, one of the most beautiful restaurants I've ever been to. I didn't mention the James Beard nomination to anyone along the way, and their team immediately congratulated me for the nomination when we got there. And I was just like, oh my gosh, it is real. And then I walked by the kitchen to go to the bathroom, and when I came out, the whole staff just started cheering for me. And I was just like, you know, staring at my feet, and then I just hear this roar, and I look up, and like it was just so cool to see, you know, other chefs. Just, I don't know, I just felt really seen in all the work that we do. It's just awesome. It was an awesome moment. I cried a little bit. It was really special to be recognized by such a talented crew. And at that moment, it finally did feel real. Yeah, it was an unforgettable moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, super excited to be on this journey right now with this team and the James Beard journey. It's just exciting. It's like, it's been my dream for a long time, and finally getting to experience it, and it's breathtaking. It's a lot of things.
Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
I mean, I was getting emotional when you were telling the story because, I mean, it's something you've just worked so hard for.
Right.
And then the first opportunity, you know, didn't really work out. Mm-hmm. So it's, you know, to have a second chance and to see it kind of come to fruition. Yeah. In such a special way. I mean, that's awesome. Yeah.
It's been really fun, and I just feel so lucky that, you know, I have these individuals who choose to spend their time here at 101 Central, and also, you know, trust me as a leader and a teacher and a fellow commis.
So when, like, the nomination process is happening, mm-hmm. do they look at your menu? Does somebody come here and taste the food before you get the nomination?
I'm pretty sure that they come into the restaurants and secret shop, and no one knows who they are, and they eat the food, and I don't really know how many times they do that or when. I don't know what other research they do. It's all a little mysterious to me, but sounds like a pretty sweet job.
Yeah, it does. It sounds like an awesome job.
Yeah.
And the next step is that there's another secret shopper.
I think so.
Back.
Yeah,
okay.
I think so. I think they might come in and eat again, and then, yeah, they're going to announce the winners in June, the day after my birthday.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah.
So 41?
Yep.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to Chicago?
Going to Chicago. I've never been. I'm excited.
Can you tell us a little bit about what that's going to be, or like what you've heard, or what you're to expect, you know?
I had a chance to talk to a bartender when I was in San Francisco lastly, who had been invited to the party because of the bar program that he was a part of, got invited. And he said it was just amazing. The food at the reception was amazing, and just one of the most like pinnacle nights of our industry. Everyone's just there and we're celebrating each other, and it's just so awesome to celebrate humans who share a craft. So I'm just really looking forward to that, and I'm sure I'll be seeing chefs that I've been admiring for decades, you know, which will be incredible. I'll just be a little fan.
Yeah.
And yeah, also to be in the conversation with those other chefs is such an honor. I don't even know if excited scratches the surface of how I feel when I think about it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, congrats.
Thanks.
This is so cool.
Thank you.
And also congrats on Nate's shoot and the Pond Skim. So
thank you.
Bagged those too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love snowboarding, and I just love also the snowboarding community in this town. It's always, you know, held me and been there for me, and it's, you know, it's again, we all just love floating down the mountains weightlessly, and we have like that certain language in common, and it's just kind of a beautiful activity. And also the people that do it around here, it's just fun, you know. You can go up to the mountain with no plans and just see a couple homies at the summit, and next thing you know, you're just making memories, throwing snow into the air.
So what does it mean to you, especially because you grew up here, you know, to live and work in a mountain community like this?
I love that I get to be home and where I grew up. And there's no place like home, so I'm happy here. As far as running a kitchen in a mountain community, I think it comes with challenges, but I feel like I've been cooking in this valley for long enough and have a clear style of food that I like to do. I think that I'm able to attract people who are really passionate about cuisine and they really want to be here. So it hasn't always been like that, but now we have, you know, a small army of people who are all passionate about what they do and proud of what they do, and we're all learning, we're all growing, and I get to meet a lot of different people at different stages of their career, and we all get to keep rising together, which is really cool. This place is it's kind of like an institution as much as it is a restaurant. It's a place where we can learn about food and put smiles on people's faces as they're celebrating each other up in the dining room.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Is there anybody that you're working with now, or just somebody like young in their career that like reminds you of you when you're young? And I guess also kind of an offshoot question from that, like, what would you say to somebody who's interested in this kind of career? You know,
I definitely have moments where I see myself in a number of cooks, or just like, you know, behaviors or whatever it is. I have moments like that. I think I was maybe a little harder to manage than most of my cooks are.
Lighting bottles of rum on fire, you mean?
Yeah. This industry is brutal in a lot of ways, and it's really magical in a lot of ways. And, you know, I think historically, the work-life balance isn't always there for chefs and cooks alike. But I think that's slowly starting to shift. But, you know, as far as like advice that I would give to someone, I think, like anything, if you love it and you're passionate about it, you're ready to put the work in, and you want to go certain places, there's not much stopping you. But yeah, the passion has to be there. You can't fake it.
How has being a dad changed things for you?
The first year, I didn't sleep very well at all, and that was also my first year here. So I got to survive.
Yeah.
And that was basically all I could do. My life at home was really precious, and I really had to try to be present through just being exhausted. But as she started sleeping through the night, I became more energized, and as we put systems in place here, things just started to get smoother. Yeah, Matilda has just fully re-enchanted my world and the way I see the world through her lens. And it's also, you know, really put into perspective how important it is to be really present when I'm with her and Lauren, because 2.5 years has shot by, and I don't want to continue moving through that, not feeling like I was giving it my full attention. And it's also offered some really beautiful space between me and cooking. I can get so obsessed with cooking that I'm just in it, and almost like smothering the creativity.
Yeah.
But to take a half a step back and breathe and reapproach my cuisine with just a different energy has been really cool, and offered a lot of space for creativity and enchantment and being playful and finding the plate with all of that kind of just pulsing through my hands. Like, I often get asked, like, what's your favorite thing to cook? And my favorite thing to cook is dinner for my daughter and my wife.
What's Matilda's favorite meal from Dad?
She loves shrimp cooked in butter.
Heck yeah.
And yeah, shrimp cooked in butter. She's a big fan of quesadillas and smoothies.
Yeah.
Huckleberry smoothies for the win.
Well, I think that's all I got. Is there anything that I didn't ask about that you want to mention?
No. No, I don't think so.
For 3 people, dead or alive.
Oh, that's a great question.
3 people, dead or alive, who would they be? Wow, that's tough. I mean, I feel like I gotta cook for Jesus. Just
Yeah.
to like say I did. And we wouldn't have to bring any wine, because he could just turn all the water into wine. I would want to throw like a wild card in there, like Nick Cage. And then one more person at the table. Probably A-Rob.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to cook for my best friend who's no longer walking around the earth, just to show him what I've been doing.
Yeah. Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right, well, we just want to say thanks to Chef Earl one more time for having us here today. It's always a treat to come down to Urban Omni. He made us some super good churros. They were delicious. It's no surprise to me how he's nominated for a James Beard Award, and we're really excited to see how he's going to do in June.
In a place where craftsmanship still matters, Whitefish, Montana is home to Heritage Knife Shop. A collection of masterfully forged kitchen cutlery, rugged hunting blades, refined everyday carry, and rare pieces steeped in history. Built for those who demand excellence. Respected by collectors, trusted by professionals, and for reasons no one's fully explained, favored by scallywags.